Jimbo's Garage.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the shop. Well, today I've got a small little aluminum project here. The customer brought this in, and what this is, he explained to me, it's like a mast guide for a small sailboat. So the small sailboat's got a mast up like this. This piece here somehow comes into it, and when the mast is lowered and raised, this piece right here is, I guess, keeps it guide, keeps it true, something like that. But you can see that it's been heavily damaged right here. It's tweaked and it's busted open. So my job is to cut this off here at the end and make a new piece and get this back into operating condition. But what I've noticed right here is it looks like this isn't the first time this has been repaired. Looks like this has been ground down and a new piece has been welded on here at some point in time. So maybe this is a common occurrence with these things, and maybe this type of stuff happens regularly. But nevertheless, this thing is bent. We need to get this thing fixed up. And I just happen to have just enough material here. I've got a piece of 2.5 inch by quarter 6061 aluminum flat plate. And I need a total of 13 inches for this, and I've got 14.5 inches here. So we're gonna use every bit of this. So let's go ahead and get started on today's project. Today's video is sponsored by King Metals. They've got all your fabrication needs in one location. From hinges to hardware, balusters to metal decor, brass to aluminum, and a whole lot more. You name it, they've got it. Check them out today at kingmetals.com. Now let's get back to today's video. All right, so I'm over at the Evolution here, and I'm making the cuts that I need for this particular project right here. And I definitely don't want to make a mistake here, since this is the only piece that I have here in my shop currently. So some careful measuring, and I got the pieces cut right here. And like I said, the only piece I had left was about 1.5 inch piece there. All right, over to the Burr King, and kind of deburring things and soften up the edges a little bit. All right, so now I'm over at the mill here, and I got my parallel dividers in there, and you can see that I've got some emery cloth right there, and that is what I'm going to be using to kind of hold it tight against the vise right there to keep it from sliding. I'm going to be putting a lot of pressure, side pressure on this, and I don't want that to, I've got the smooth jaws there, so I'm kind of helping it from sliding on me. All right, this is a 5/8 cutting end mill right here, and I'm just going to be doing about 1.5 inches total depth of cut, and this is the exact dimension that I need, 5/8 by 1.5 inches. You know, I don't do a lot of milling, but when I do, I really enjoy it, especially when you do projects that turn out the way you're supposed to, or the way they're supposed to turn out. In this case, I'm really happy with this is turning out for me here. All right, that was the first one right there. And using the DRO to get the exact dimensions and everything. And then here's the second one. I'm just going to repeat the same process on that. And once I got that done, I've just got this chamfering tool I picked up from KBC Tools. This thing works out perfect for something like this. It's just got a light chamfer on aluminum, and it just takes care of those edges nicely. All right, so this is my setup here. I'm over at the welding table, and I've got everything clamped down, and I'm going to be working off the HTP ProPulse 313 AC/DC TIG machine, and I'm going to be using some helium, some 50% argon, 50% helium mix. Now, this is something in the orange bottle that you see right there that I have. I don't use it very often, and what I do use it for is thick aluminum, just like I'm doing right here. One thing about helium is, boy, I tell you, it is hot fast. You initiate an arc, and you are going right now. There's no waiting for the puddle to start accumulating. As soon as you hit that arc, you're moving. And I gotta say, it's really a pleasure to work with this stuff. Now, one thing about it though, it's a little bit more expensive than regular argon. So, and it's hard to get too. So if your place has it, you know, I'd suggest giving it a try. If you've never tried it, it's pretty fun to work with. All right, over at the portaband right here, and just cutting this up, cutting that one leg off right there. And now I've got my flap disc, and I'm just kind of smoothing things out a little bit. A little trick for you here when you're grinding aluminum. Beeswax is pretty handy to have for this right here. And you know, the aluminum has a tendency to load up on flap disc, but there you can see me applying that beeswax. A couple sticks of that in the shop is pretty handy. It works really well on aluminum. All right, got that nice and cleaned up. All right, I'm going to cut the end off the mast right here, the damaged area. I did talk to the client, and he said the length isn't real important, so I had to sacrifice about a 1/2 inch off the end of that mast, and he said that would be no problem at all. All right, with it all clamped down on my welding table and everything nice and level, it's time to weld the part onto the mast. And you can see that I'm starting off with a couple of tacks right there. And I think ultimately I'm going to get 3 tacks on this before I start welding it out. Just didn't want anything to be moving around on me. All right, so here we go. Helium. Quick, fast. Nice to work with. I'm only able to get maybe an inch there, and I got about a 1/2 inch here before I rotate. So a lot of starting and stopping, you know, for me. But you can see that stuff really flows in nice. And you got to remember, this is 1/4 inch thick material, and there's no waiting around. This helium gets with the program. Like I said earlier, if you've never used it, you got to at least try it if it's available in your area. It's super fun to work with. All right, that was a great little project right there. I really enjoyed it. It turned out just the way I was hoping. If you guys haven't already, check out the website at JIMBO'sGarage.com. Our torch lead holders and miscellaneous merchandise over there. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
See you next time on Jimbo's Garage.